If I had to start photography from scratch in 2026, I'd do things differently. Not because the gear is different, not because cameras are better, but because after years of photographing weddings, adventure, landscapes, portraits, and travel, I finally understand which things actually make you a better photographer and which things just waste your time. The funny thing is, photography has never been easier. Cameras are incredible, editing software is powerful, information is everywhere. And yet, most photographers still struggle to improve. Because the things that make you a better photographer are rarely the things that beginners obsess over. Let me show you what I mean. This is a photo I took early on when I thought complicated gear and fancy equipment were the key to better photos. And this is a photo I took years later with a much simpler setup. The difference wasn't the camera, it was how I was seeing light. Photography is really just learning to see. And one of the biggest things that changed my photography had nothing to do with shooting at all. It had to do with what I did after I took the photo. And interestingly, the things I would focus on today follow the same path that most photographers go through as they improve. You start with purpose, then you learn to see light, then you simplify your approach, then you start understanding why images work, and eventually you remember why you're doing this in the first place. I'm Brenda Bergering, and if I had to start photography again in 2026, here are the 5 things I would focus on first. Number 1, start with vision. The first thing I would do is get clear about why I want to photograph. What am I hoping to get out of this? Is it creativity, adventure, documenting my family, building a business? For us, this became really clear when we finally created the idea of love adventurously for our wedding photography business. We didn't actually love the commercial materialism of weddings, but we love love and we love adventure. We knew that we wanted to photograph couples who shared our values because that was the kind of work we wanted to create and the people we wanted to create it for. That changed everything, and we started to attract the right clients and create photos that we loved. And then later, when we started to transition our business to shooting fewer weddings and more commercial work, we discovered our mantra, rise higher, live deeper. It helps us define the direction we're going, the type of work we want to shoot, and the meaning that photography has in our lives. So those weren't just branding ideas, they gave our photography a purpose. They helped us understand what kind of stories we wanted to tell and what kind of life we wanted to build around photography. And it's the same idea behind this YouTube channel. We want to help you learn, create, and elevate your skills. So we journaled and we brainstormed and we discussed our visions so that we are clear on what we want, and then we can communicate that to each other, to you, to anybody else. So even if photography is just a hobby for you, ask yourself, what does photography give me? Because when you understand why you're photographing, it becomes much easier to know what to photograph. So pause for a second. What are you actually photographing for? The second thing I would do is focus on studying light instead of gear. When I started photography, I thought I needed everything. Fancy camera bodies, expensive lenses, lighting equipment that we did not even know how to use. But that's a little like thinking that the weight of my running shoes is what determines whether I finish a race. That only matters when you're an elite runner shaving seconds off your time. What actually matters is learning to see light, its color, its hardness, its direction, its intensity. Light is the raw material of photography. Once you begin to see light clearly, almost any camera becomes capable of making beautiful images. Early on, I didn't even notice light. I would show up somewhere beautiful and just start shooting. Mark knew better. He tried to tell me he had already learned the importance of light in photography, but I didn't realize the difference in how you have to shoot harsh midday sun versus soft evening light. I didn't even know the difference between side light and front light. Now, I see light even when I'm not trying to. I see how the light hits my daughter's face when she's eating breakfast, and I notice the light when I walk into a friend's house for the first time. Mark and I talk about light even when we're not working because we can't stop learning from it. Cameras capture the scene, light creates the photograph. Better gear doesn't make better photos, better intention does. But for the gear lovers out there, don't worry, Mark is making a follow-up to this video to talk specifically about the gear we'd buy today if we were starting again. Start paying attention to light this week and see how differently you experience everyday moments. Number 3, simplify everything. Once you start seeing light, something else becomes obvious. You don't actually need as much gear or complexity as you thought. When people start photography, they often try to learn everything at once. Every genre, every technique, every lens, every fancy lighting setup. But improvement usually comes faster when you simplify. Pick one thing that interests you and go deep. One subject, one compositional idea, even one focal length. Learn how that lens sees the world. Learn how it behaves in different situations. In my last video, we talked about how different lenses teach different skills, but if I were starting from scratch today, there are a few things I would focus on first. Mastery doesn't come from trying everything. It comes from repetition and attention. I remember early on, we learned and practiced how to switch lenses fast so that we could shoot the bride walking down the aisle with a wide angle and then a close-up of the groom's face. It was something we learned from a conference and we just assumed it was the best way to do things. Changing lenses during that moment is stressful, risky, and honestly unnecessary. That was another moment where I realized photography is really just learning to see and removing everything that gets in the way of that. You don't improve by trying everything. You improve by paying attention to one thing long enough to understand it. Mastery comes from repetition, not variety. So number 4, learn why photos work. So the 4th thing I would do is study photographs that I love and figure out why they work. When you see an image you're drawn to, pause and ask yourself a few questions. Where does my eye go first? How is the light shaping the scene? What makes this image feel balanced or interesting? If you want to make beautiful photographs, you have to understand what makes a photograph beautiful. Improvement happens when you connect your decision with the results. So look at this example. It's one of my favorite photos of Mark. Your eye immediately goes to the silhouette, the guy standing on the mountain. His shadow is perfect. You can see he's wearing a hat and a small backpack, but you can't tell who he is. That doesn't matter. What matters is the feeling. He's looking slightly down, and you see then that he's on a summit. The summit is rocky and rugged. You feel like you still have a ways to go to get to where he is when you look at the foreground and the shadows on the rock between you. But then you look up and you see the sea of mountains behind him on the horizon, the blue mountains, the blue sky. He's centered from right to left, but near that upper third. That negative space really adds how vast the photo feels. The subject is stationary, but I feel movement from the lines leading to him, his gaze, and the depth from the background behind him. So find a photo you love and analyze it like that. Number 5, print your photos. The last thing I would do is I would print my photos. I would hang them on the walls, put them in albums, give them to friends, decorate the house with them, make an album, or even a fake magazine if you want. The first time we printed one of our photos large and hung it on the wall, it completely changed how I felt about that image. Because what's the point of making photographs if they don't bring you joy? Photography changes when you see your work in the real world instead of on a glowing screen. Suddenly the details matter more, the composition matters more, the story matters more. Photographs are meant to be lived with, not just posted. Photography today is easier than it's ever been. Cameras are incredible, editing software powerful, information everywhere. But becoming a better photographer still comes down to the same things it always has: vision, light, simplicity. Understanding images and then actually enjoying the photographs that you make. Because in the end, photography isn't really about cameras. It's about learning to see. So I'm curious, if you had to start photography over today, what would you do differently? Let me know in the comments and hit subscribe, because one of the biggest challenges photographers run into after a few years is something I'll talk about in my next video. That plateau that happens once you've learned the basic. But before that, Mark's going to talk about the gear we'd buy if we were starting photography again today.